Hi guys, it's Carisa and I'm gonna film a video today, but I need to put some makeup on first, and I thought I'd just do two videos today and just do a vlog. I don't really know what I'm gonna talk about, but I'll think of something. So what I'm probably gonna do today is like a typical summer face for me, even though it is not summer weather right now. It's so cold lately. I mean, it was a little bit nicer and warmer yesterday, but I think a lot of people have noticed, depending on where they live, that since June started, it feels less like June than it did a week before. And I don't know, I'm not the kind of person who likes to really closely monitor the weather unless it affects what I'm doing, which is just so rare. I mean, even on my wedding day, my wedding was outside, and I was just like, what are we gonna do if it rains? It's fine. You know, what are we gonna do? So we're really lucky because we live in an area where there aren't really any major natural disasters to ever worry about, except for ice storms, but we've had like two of those in the last 30 years. One of you guys, your husband said you have tigers where you live or something. Tornadoes and tigers? Is that a thing? Is that like Sharknadoes? Is that tornadoes with tigers in them? I don't know. I'm not trying to win a contest for what is bad where you live, because trust me, I think we have it pretty good. In fact, sometimes I dream of moving somewhere else that has less winter, because we do have like 8 months of winter here, but there's always a downside. And honestly, like Florida, for example, my hair would look terrible in Florida always because the humidity is just out of control, but okay, all right, Mike always says that I'm wrong when I say this, but aren't sinkholes a much worse thing now than they were even just 10 years ago? Or do we just never hear about them? Because I swear I feel like you regularly hear about sinkholes, and they always seem to be in Florida. And I mean, not always. There was that one at the Corvette Museum, wherever that is. Oh, by the way, I'm using this. This is sort of new to me. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Smoothing Balm in the color Light. I think it's the second lightest. And it's this kind of cream foundation, and this is the brush for it, which doesn't have a name, I don't think. And I don't know if it's the brush or the product or a combination of the two, but it smells like those chocolate oranges that you get at Christmas time. You know, the ones you smash on the table that break apart, and you're like, chocolate orange for breakfast, because that's what we did. So please just back me up on that, unless I'm wrong. I mean, not that I've done any research. I haven't looked it up whatsoever, but he thinks that I'm just being dramatic and looking for a reason to not live somewhere else. So I'm just kind of putting this where I want to cancel out some redness. I'm not really trying to go for super full coverage. I feel like the more of this that I put on, the worse it looks. I am going to do in here, but I don't like to put too much on there because it kind of, I don't know. I've only worn it a few times, and it doesn't have super good lasting power. I like it. I like how natural it looks on, and sometimes you got to be careful because you get chunks where, you know, spots where it looks a little ruddy, like you have too much, but I think it's pretty good. This time of the year, just because of how sweaty I get, because that's just my favorite pastime, and it runs in my family. I do. I have a cousin who weighs like 93 pounds, and she sweats a lot too. So we're just sweaty people. But I don't like to be too full coverage or too heavy in the makeup department. Well, I do like to be in the makeup department. I'm trying to use this guy up. I've got quite a lot to go. But it's the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. I wish I had access to my footage, good enough access to my footage, I guess I should say, to do a compilation video of every time I've dropped something on the floor while I've been talking about it. Because honestly, I feel like every time I filmed anything, I have dropped something on the floor. Speaking of that, oh, I'm all stressed out about it. Listen, I knew this day would come, and I always vowed that I would not wait until it was too late to do it. So I have to do it now. But I need to get a new laptop. I've had a lot of difficulty with proper editing. I mean, my editing is just crap anyway. I know you guys aren't here for my cinematography or anything, but I struggle because my computer crashes usually at least once while I'm editing a video. And if it's longer or if I'm overlaying like anything that I've ever done with clothing, I don't know if you've noticed, but my last couple of, probably my last several clothing hauls, I have put pictures of me wearing the clothes instead of video, because anytime I try and overlay video over video, my computer just like can't, no thank you, and it just, the program crashes, and then so does my laptop. But in addition to that, it's old, it's dirty, it's missing keys, it's 6 years old now, I think, which isn't that old, I realize, but in technology years, it kind of is, I guess. And considering how much I use it for YouTube and for work, I should probably have a nice piece of equipment. And I don't need anything top of the line. I'm not getting a MacBook or anything like that, because my goodness, I can't believe how pricey they are. I'd also have to completely learn how to use the operating system from scratch, because I do have an iPhone and an iPad, but I'm pretty sure it's a very different thing when you're talking computer. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil and Original Chocolate. Look, I'm this far into this and I always forget which one I have. There's like 15 of them though, so how are you supposed to know? I want something that I can take out of this room easily. I want something that's a lot more portable than what I have now. I know a good amount about technology, but when it comes to buying new things, I just dread it. I get all stressed out about spending the money, and dealing with salesmen, I think, is the biggest problem. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm married to a salesman, and I did sales forever, but I get all stressed out about the cocky, sort of slick, I know better than you attitude of technology salesmen. Now I'm going to use this Sonia Kashuk blush. It is in the color Sunset. This was almost in my favorites video, but I only had it for 2 weeks and I felt like that wasn't fair. But look, I use it almost every time I put makeup on for 2 weeks, and it doesn't even look like I've used it yet. That's how potent this stuff is. So if you guys have any suggestions on laptops I should be looking at, or if you think I'm making a huge mistake by not looking into a MacBook, I just feel like I can get quadruple times the memory and all of that stuff with something different. I don't know. But I definitely have put it off for as long as I can. And I did. I promised myself I wouldn't wait until this one completely blue screens or won't turn on anymore and is only giving me error messages to get a new laptop so that I can transfer things that I need to, and I guess just make sure that I have everything I need and that I'm set up nicely before I move on to the next thing. This is the Dip Brow Pomade in Taupe. Did I ever tell you guys the story of why I changed the way I do my eyebrows? I probably didn't because I was too embarrassed. But now it's been long enough where I feel like I can admit what happened to me. So because I used to dye my hair black, and all brow products pretty much stop at a deep brown, and most of them have a red cast. And I'll tell you, a lot of brow products have a red cast just because they're trying to look more natural, and there is a red cast to a lot of people's hair. But there are also people who prefer cooler tones and ashy colors, and that was me. So if I wore the darkest color of you know, the step underneath my hair color, darkest color brow gel, it would look too red and my eyebrows would look off. So I would use them, but I'd also sometimes accent them with black gel liner or whatever it was that I could do to cancel out the redness and make my brows look super defined and dark and slim. And even the times when they were super skinny and really embarrassing looking, I thought they looked great because I liked how defined the arch was, and I thought they were really thick compared to, I guess, what they had been in the past. Because you have to remember, I started really wearing makeup during the Pamela Anderson brow era, And I think we all remember how hideous eyebrows were for quite a while. So I was browsing through YouTube one day and a recommended video popped up for me, and I love and respect Wayne Goss, but I just don't watch his channel. I've watched his videos before and I think he's awesome, and I would love to like be his friend, but I don't watch a lot of beauty channels. I'll get a taste here and there, but there's this very, very small handful of people that I like to watch, and even then I don't watch all of their videos. But for some reason he had something that I thought, uh-oh, I feel like I have to watch this and I'm scared. And I think it said something like, beware of the scouse brow. I think it was called scouse. And it is this term that I've never heard of before, and it is not an American phrase. It's not something Americans would know about other than from probably seeing his channel. And it's about having a really harsh, almost black, two-angled eyebrow. And if I can find that video, I'm sure it's still up, I'm sure it still exists, I will link it for you. But the whole time I was watching it, my heart was beating so much faster as the video was going on, and I was like, oh, is that me? Do I do that? And I was humiliated that here I was thinking that I just don't ever think that you can't learn new things, and don't ever think that you're always right, and don't ever think that you have to do the same thing every time, I guess. I don't know. So I started backing off a little bit on how filled in and how defined I had my brows look. And I started letting them really, really, really grow in, and I'm a lot happier with them now than I've been in a long time. Or at the very least, I feel like I understand that there are trends in the way women wear their makeup, and some of those trends can be embarrassing. But I feel like what I'm doing now is a lot less embarrassing, hopefully, for future me than doing something like that. It's like the evil stepmother brow. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is the Too Faced Bulletproof Shadow Liner. There's so many words to some names of products. I just feel like, what is that called again? This is in Mink. I am going to put that on my eyelid. Just gonna draw it right on like that. I think I've done a video before on beauty mistakes that I used to make, but I'm just curious if any of you have one, like high school years, if any of you wore makeup. I know some girls didn't wear makeup in high school. What was my faux pas in high school for makeup? I only ever wore mascara, I think. I'm pretty sure. I would just wear mascara. And then I used to wear too much bronzer, I think. But so I'd wear mascara and bronzer, and then every now and then I would glue on some really ridiculous false lashes. Now I'm going to use the Naked Basics palette. I guess it's Basics and Basics too. I don't need to say original, right? Oh, by the way, this is Dirtbag. This is one of those Too Faced pencils in Dirtbag. I'm just going to line my lash line kind of messy with that. And bottom lashes. And my mascara's dead. I tried that Pinterest trick where you put some eye drops into your mascara and it stretched it a little bit. I feel like this lasted less than a month though, and that was the main reason why I switched from this to the Perversion mascara. But Perversion has something in it that makes my eyelashes really itchy if I don't wash it off 100% from my eyes before I go to bed. And sometimes I'm lazy and I wash the makeup off, but I don't get every little tiny bit off. So I can't use that anymore. And this, for what it costs, for it to only really be good for about 3 weeks, and then after that I have to try and put eye drops in it and really work with it. I don't know, but those 3 weeks, I love it. I really love it. That's the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. And now for lips. Would it be boring if I just put this on? I think I'm going to. The Jane Iredale Just Kiss Lip and Cheek Stain. I haven't put this on my cheeks yet. Oh, smells like strawberries. If a company wants me to just buy every lip product they ever make, all it has to do is smell like strawberries. I'm pretty sure I won't even have to like it that much. Did I complain a lot today? I feel like I did. All right, well, I guess that's it for me since now I'm just sitting here and talking and not really doing anything. For some reason, that makes me feel weird. So I'm going to go. Hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.